Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Tuesday, July 2nd, 2013. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts here. We're going to start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. And what you're going to see here is that the futures were trading much higher earlier in the morning around 2 a.m. Also around 6 a.m. futures were nicely positive, and they have now rolled over and gone negative. So futures are trading down by $1 to 16.05 3/4. It's not a big move down by any means, but it just goes to show you that the market is a little bit on pins and needles here today, and really can't hold its gains from earlier this morning. The reason being most likely is the European markets today. So last night the Asian markets were all fine. You did have the Hang Seng pull back, but that's had a big move lately. The Nikkei 225 was up almost about 1.75%, a little bit more than that. The Shanghai Composite was higher by about 0.6%. The Hang Seng was slightly lower. The Bombay Sensex Index was slightly lower, and the Singapore Straits Times Index was up by 1%. So Asia was okay last night. The problem is coming out of Europe today. You have the German DAX down about 1.3%. And that is causing some problems going forward. Again, I think the German DAX is probably the most important index in Europe because it's really the only solvent country in the European Union. So when you're looking at the European indexes, you always want to follow the German DAX first. The French CAC 40 is also down by about 0.9%. Milan market, which is Italy, down by about 0.8%. Spain is flat. Problems are coming really out of Portugal today. It looks like the Portuguese finance minister has quit his job, and that certainly is causing a little bit of pressure over there. You're starting to see Portugal bonds come under pressure, which means yields are moving higher. Yields move higher. That is a negative there. So I think yields popped about 12-13 basis points to around a little over 6.5%, and that is causing a problem in Europe today. So again, everybody thinks that Europe's out of the woods. It's bottomed. It's far from happening. All you got to do recently is just take a look at the MBG, which is National Bank of Greece, and just take a look at a daily chart here. And what you'll see is that this thing has been, after a big reverse split, 10 for 1. Look at how this thing has just reverted right back down to single digits, and it's trading around 329. So the problems in Europe are still there. They're not going to change anytime soon, and I think for the most part, traders should realize that. But right now we're in this euphoric time. There's a holiday. There's no volume out here. Ben Bernanke's keeping the pedal to the metal, so to speak. Maybe next week he'll change his mind. Everybody's rejoicing over all the Fed governors coming out and saying, hey, we're going to keep printing money. The economy's not ready. Well, I got news for you. It may never be ready. So this is what we're dealing with each and every day. And basically have institutions just buying the market because the Fed is out there. So let's see how the market does when it has to stand on its own 2 feet. One quantitative easing and all of this money printing, and you get a real interest rate out there. I just don't see that happening. But either way, right now futures are down about 1 point. All right, let's take a look at a few other things out here today. We have some stocks in the news. STZ, which is Constellation Brands. This stock is getting hit a little bit after earnings. I do have a gap level for that. So that'll be posted up in the chat room around 9 o'clock. That's one stock. Another stock I saw getting hit hard today was this LNCO. This thing really is getting hit pretty sharply. It closed at around 37, trading around 33.5. Did trade even lower than that earlier. So there are some stocks out here that are getting whipped around a little bit to the downside. We'll see how this market plays out going forward. But right now we're just going to take it one step at a time. Right now the European markets are definitely on the weaker side, and that's something that everybody should be well aware of, at least going forward. The volume will get probably be a little bit on the light side today. Tomorrow, I expect the volume to be very, very light. So today's really probably our last trading day for the week, where we're going to get real good morning action and volatility. So you may want to take advantage of that going forward. Like I said, I will post a couple of gap plays, and they'll be posted around 9 o'clock. Today we do have gold basically flat on the session. Oil is up about 30 cents on the day. So spot crude is up trading around $98.30. Generally, crude will do well ahead of a holiday. It's a time where people are going to drive, people are going to fly. A lot of energy is going to be used up. So again, just realize that the energy stocks got to give them, or at least oil itself, you got to give it the upside bias going into the holiday weekend. Right now, USO which is a good proxy for light sweet crude, trading up around 34.85. Yes, it has upside to 35 plus, so you don't want to be careful with it there. There is still more upside potential in the cards here at this time. Looking at the GLD, which is a good proxy for gold, you'll see this has pulled back a little, trading around 121. It closed at 121.13 yesterday, so we're not going to make a whole lot out of it right now. When you look at the US dollar index is catching a pretty sharp bid, higher by about 41 cents. That generally will stall oil out, but you can see around the holidays it's not having much of an effect. It also will usually pull gold back, and maybe it has a little bit of an effect, but gold has been so beaten down. I think that people are starting to nibble a little bit, and institutions may even start to accumulate a position here for a trade. So that looks to be what's happening with gold, and that's the story with oil. I'm going to leave it here today, short and sweet. We're not going to go too much into anything one way or the other. But again, watch that European market. It's going to tell us a lot. And really, the European market's probably setting the tone for the day. Right now, futures are flat on the session. So this is where we stand, at least at the moment. Look for morning volatility, but I expect the volume to probably get very, very light beginning around the lunchtime hour. With that said, everybody, I want to wish you all a great trading day, and we'll see you on the charts. Take care.